Oh baby, we got the TWAB and we got some patch notes. So they ran through some stuff here. If you want to read it yourselves, you can. Only thing interesting in the patch coming this Tuesday is a nerf to Arbalest aim assist. So they just randomly toss it in their little bullet point. They're just nerfing the gun. That's fantastic because that gun's stupid broken on controller on PC. The aim assist is just absurd. So hopefully that's a nice little nerf and makes it require a little more skill for those controller players. But yeah, March 23rd, they're planning to roll out a beautiful, beautiful Stasis patch. I haven't run through all of it yet, but I was looking at some of it, and I want to go over it real quick with you guys. So, Shadow Dive no longer has damage resistance. It never should have in the first place. Great job. It took you guys, what was it? What has it been like four months now since Beyond Light released to realize that's the case? And they also added a cooldown, which it also should have had at launch in Beyond Light. Uh, Everything else in the game does. The Titan Slide had it. Warlock Icarus Dash has it. All the other movement abilities have cooldowns, except for this one, for no reason. So that's welcomed. Now when a hunter shatter dives too far away from their glacier grenade, doesn't break it, you'll actually be able to get out of that glacier and run away now before they can follow up because they need to wait 4 seconds. So awesome. Withering Blade damage got decreased from 90 to 65. It should be even lower in my opinion, but at the same time, they also nerfed the stacks. So the stacks, I think, just increase the duration of your slowness effect. So 60 stacks means 6 seconds of slowness applied to you when you get hit by it. So now it's 40 stacks, 4 seconds. So that's very good. It could honestly be lower in my opinion. I really think that the grenade and melee abilities should just kind of suck for Stasis. Not suck completely, but just like not really be anywhere close to as strong as they are right now. Because right now they're obviously the best grenades in the game by far, and melees, and they're way better at shutting down supers than any of the light things are, other than like a suppressor grenade. So I'm glad to see that they're nerfing them a strong amount. But maybe you could do a little more, in my opinion. I would like it if Stasis just sucked in PvP, because I don't think getting slowed or frozen is fun at all. I think it's a sucky mechanic. It's great in PvE. PvE is actually really fun. I was using the slowness turrets for the Warlock, but it's not fun in PvP. But this is still good. Uh, it also, this is confusing me a little bit, the target acquisition range. So when it impacts a player, I think what they're saying in here, it now will track onto another player within an 8-meter range. Before it was 12 meters. So like if your teammate gets hit, he's standing over a few, like 10 meters away from you. Before, when he got hit, the blade would pass through him and then come after you and hit you too, and you both be slowed. But now, since you're 10 meters away, it's not going to track to you. It's just going to pass right through him and fly away into the distance. I think that's what that means. So that's good. I don't know why they pass through targets. They should just hit a guardian and break and slow them. But at least they're nerfing the radius a little bit. Glacial Quake obviously got its nerfs here, so no AoE freeze on cast anymore, which is fantastic. The damage resistance only got reduced from 60 to 50%. Could have gone a little further, in my opinion. The super is very mobile. It's hard to hit. It doesn't really need to be that resilient, because it's not like they built this super like it's a slow tank super. It's just like a super agile subclass. I don't know why it has so much resilience, but at least they're reducing it a little bit. Hopefully that makes high impact snipers a little bit more effective, because they only do like 176 damage. I think they might be able to one-shot now. Low resiliences, but that's besides the point. The increased energy cost of Shiver Strike inside of the super now, which they said they're going to do, so the increase is from 3 to 7%, so over double. Hopefully that makes a solid difference, knocks a few seconds off the overall super duration. I'm sure it will. And they also, apparently before, when you used to Shiver Strike and then go into a heavy attack from that, the Shiver Strike wouldn't cost any super energy. That got changed now. Now that you pay the full cost of both abilities being used. So the Shiver Strike will count and the Heavy Slam. So that combo is going to be less effective and less efficient when you're using the super. And obviously they said they're going to make a Shiver Strike get affected more by Stasis. So when you're Shiver Striking past some sort of slowness effect or something, you get hit by a shuriken or dust fields nearby, you actually get sucked down a little bit more now, which is fine. I don't really like slowness abilities being effective in this game because, again, I hate being slowed and I hate being frozen, but I also hate Shiver Strike, so hey, any nerf that comes to it, I'm game. Interestingly, they kind of did some pretty major buffs to Winter's Wrath. As far as I can tell, it's a little bit confusing what they're doing here. So they said they're going to improve the tracking for when guardians are close to you, because before you'd shoot them, the projectiles in the super, and they would just like not track onto people if they're close to you. Now they will. So like if someone's sliding right in front of you, they'll track down immediately, hit them, freeze them, and you can kill them. And apparently that tracking strength was decaying over 2.2 seconds. So like you shoot the bolts out, and over like a 2 second timer, they'd stop tracking as much. Now the timer's been increased to 10 seconds, so I think that's a buff, as far as I can tell. They also increased the detonation radius when they hit something to 1.65 meters from 1.5. But as the bolts travel, they reduce in detonation size. So their proximity detonation scales down. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if someone's really far away, that radius will be lower than the current buff or even the prior state. So it's like a semi-buff nerf depending on how far away you are from your target. A little bit confusing. Not really sure why they're buffing the super. It feels like it's in a pretty good spot right now. Doesn't really need to be buffed, but the nerf Phenomenal Blast, not in the right way. They nerfed its damage, which making only do 30 damage kind of sucks. The real problem with it is that it just freezes people. Why? Why is a melee just like you get hit by the melee, you're dead. You are dead. You lost. You lost the fight. I hate it. But let's go. Um, I'll take a nerf to it anyway. 30 damage. I guess that's gonna make you a little bit more able to survive when you're sitting there frozen, not being able to play the game or have fun. So I guess I'll take that nerf. Weird, but we'll take it. Ice Sphere bolts were apparently bugging out. Another one. Increased target acquisition range. I didn't read these yet. Increased turning speed of Ice Sphere bolts. I don't know what Ice Sphere bolts are. Are those the things that get sent out from the from like a frozen target you kill, or are those like the projectiles from your super? I think it's the things that get sent out when you hit a target. So apparently they were switching targets before, and that was making them suck. They also got their target acquisition range increased, so if someone gets killed that was frozen and the bolt starts to go out, it's going to be able to track people from a further range. So if they're standing really far away, it will still go after them now instead of just going off aimlessly into a wall. That's good, I guess, if you want Stasis to get buffed, but I don't, so that's not good. But this is a nice one. Chaos Reach, they just randomly tossed it into the Stasis patch. Big nerf coming to it. I mean, not big, but a nerf coming to it. Less super energy refunded when you cancel. So that's fine. I think sitting behind cover and getting a super to charge in trials for 2 minutes instead of actually taking gunfights is scummy. It sucks. It's not fun at all. So any nerf coming to Chaos Reach, I'm perfectly happy with. But this is a big one. Dust Shield Grenade is getting nerfed. Woo! Let's go! It's about goddamn time. So it's just less radius now for the pull radius. So when you're standing outside of it, for like a good few meters, you're not going to get sucked in anymore, I think. That's what this means. Which never, ever should have been the case. Ever. Why am I outside of the grenade, the visible radius of the grenade, and still getting thrown into it? Like, what a freaking joke. So, finally, they should have just said Dust Field Grenade is working as intended now. So, it actually blows my mind that they actually intended for this thing to be able to pull you in when you're not even in it. But it's getting nerfed. Excuse my mold. Slow stacks applied. Yep, so just less time being frozen when you get out of it now. Or not time being frozen, time being slowed. And less slow stacks applied on each tick. So you're going to be able to get out of it easier, is what I'm getting from this. And not be affected by it as much once you've gotten out of it. I believe. It's supposed to display 100 stacks instead of 10. So you're getting hit by 5 every tick instead of 10. And once it builds up to 100, you are frozen. Okay. Stasis Crystals got nerfed again. Bringing their max damage down to the previous minimum damage. So that's fantastic. Just make Shatter Dive and the Shatter Dive Glacial Grenade combo. Any way to make that worse, I'm perfectly happy with. That's awesome. Whisper of Chains damage resistance while in super 25% to 5%. So that is supposed to be targeted towards Behemoth Titan because you could use Whisper of Chains, start slamming the ground with crystals, and you were just literally an immortal god. That's fantastic. Unless you proc Whisper Tournament while standing inside. Oh no! That's the one where getting damaged by combatants gives you grenade energy. You can no longer stand inside of a barricade. Barricades don't count as combatants anymore. They got us. And Stasis Fragment Quest. Significantly reduce objective completion values for all Crucible Fragment Quests. Yeah, that was weird. For the Warlock, some of the quest steps were just impossible. Like, you had to get a melee kill. Oh. My face cam just turned off for a second there. That was weird. Um, yeah, but the Crucible quests, they were just like absurd. You had to like do a bunch of extra things to get them to count, and it just took forever. But that's nice. Overall, though, I'm very happy about this. This is fantastic. Any nerf to Stasis is just music to my ears. I'm so excited for this to just not be that annoying anymore. Hopefully, these nerfs are as good as they seem, and they could probably do more, in my opinion, to nerf Withering Blade. But maybe it'll just suck now. Who knows? But yeah, not sure why they buffed the Warlock Super. Only thing I didn't like to see in this patch. The changes to Glacial Quake look fantastic though. They should tune the freaking slide ability because it just doesn't even like make it. The way the animation plays out sometimes, someone like quickly runs down to the ground instead of sliding. It's just very hard to shoot these guys sometimes. But we'll take what we can get, and that's it for the vid. Just like a 10-minute rundown on these beautiful changes that they're making, and hopefully this plays out well. No word on trials as far as I can see, so we're probably not getting it, which is. Oh no! Trials back. Let's go. They just tossed it in at the bottom here, just hiding it. Oh, let's go. All right. Trials back. Stasis nerfed in a week and a half. I'm happy. Nice. We're getting change after 4.5 months of suffering in this trash meta. We're finally getting change. Let's go, Bundy. Really quick to act there. But that's it for the vid. Peace.